No wonder MSNBC ratings are dropping, and Joy Reid over there having a hard time with the idea of taking a pay cut. But, you know, to us, we understand completely why. I mean, these people continue to spew the spew. She's still continuing to race baiting and now claiming Vladimir Putin is running a country and not Elon Musk this time. Oh, my God.
An interesting development that may have changed the calculation a little bit today, that we found out that Trump, our would-be strongman, is in a sense answerable to a bigger strongman, not Vladimir Putin, Elon Musk, who also allegedly, at least according to reports, has lots of conversations with Putin. What does that do to the calculation on how Americans should deal with Trump?
Yeah, I think that's a very good place to start. I wrote a piece a few weeks ago called The Submission Chain, where I tried to explain that voters might like Trump, but Trump is submissive with respect to Musk, and Musk in return is submissive with respect to Putin. So if you vote for Trump, you're voting for the little guy who admires a bigger guy, who in turn admires a still bigger guy. And that's what we've got now. We've got this cluster of oligarchs, some domestic, some half domestic, some foreign, who are the real power in our country. So in terms of how to resist, I think you have to start by doing what you were doing in the last segment, which is name it for what it is, which is an international oligarchy.
An interesting development.
First of all, Merry Christmas. I know, man, y'all have to be hit with Mrs. Grinch. You know what I mean? I know we gotta, go through these Grinch vibes real quick, but, we gotta talk about this, man. Everybody keep claiming that Donald Trump is creating this oligarchy and trying to downsize the government to keep control into just him, Elon Musk, and somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, these people are delusional. This is exactly, quite literally I ain't gonna say this is what they were doing. I'll say that they had a small group of people, but, they was out there just trying to steal as much as they can from the American people as possible. So they created so many branches of government, which prevented the whole oligarchy argument. Anyhow, she's a lunatic, okay? She says the most outrageous things that any sane person would know is garbage, okay? And as far as Donald Trump and Elon Musk, man, they're a team. Of course, man, we knew what we was getting when we voted for Donald Trump. Now, the situation with Joy Reid shows just how dumb the media is and proves nothing will change. You see, MSNBC is asking her to take a pay cut, Joy Reid that is, because viewership is down. It isn't going to increase any viewers anytime soon. Wouldn't it be smart, the smart thing to do would be to fire and replace her with somebody that can make them more money? They don't care about the truth or unbiased journalism. They're pushing propaganda and using a woman of color to do it. Why not replace her with a black conservative?
So this is how stupid the mainstream media is, right? And how nothing is really going to change with these people. Because apparently MSNBC is asking Joy Reid to take a pay cut. Now, they're asking her to take a pay cut because viewership has declined. And instead of firing her, they decided to just keep her and offer her a pay cut, which is not going to bring you more viewers. This is how you know that these people are really not about true journalism or unbiased journalism. Even after losing viewership, like hemorrhaging almost 50% of their viewers, instead of replacing her, which the smart thing would be to replace her with probably somebody that's conservative, right? Somebody that is maybe a little bit right leaning, maybe like Candace Owens. But anyway,
Candace Owens are never. And I don't personally, I don't care what affiliation they have. I don't care if they're Democrat. I don't care if they're, in the center, conservative, more right wing. I don't care. What I care about is news being reported, objectively, not subjectively, news being reported without being told what to think and how to feel about it. You know what I mean? That's what I think we need. I don't think that us trying to, infiltrate every news medium or every publication medium with a conservative is going to send a message to everybody of, different beliefs.
Leaning, maybe like Candace Owens. But anyway, instead of...
But I ain't saying I disagree.
Doing that, they'd rather offer her a pay cut to stay at her position, which is so silly, even just as a business decision. Because, of course, they're asking her to take a pay cut because they're not making money, right? Instead of replacing her with somebody that might make them more money, bring in more viewers, they just give her a pay cut. That's not going to incentivize people to watch. Just because you got a pay cut doesn't mean your viewership is going to go down. But that's how you know that these people are just there to push a certain propaganda, a certain narrative, using a certain individual who is a woman of color to push their agenda. But they could replace her with a black conservative. Why are they not doing that? Well, because they're truly not journalists. They're not trying to be unbiased. But anyway, I thought it was so silly. But let me know what you think.
I'm sorry, man, but that will make way too much sense, okay? And as far as we can tell, MSNBC and left-wing media don't usually make decisions that make sense. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, that would be a very logical move. And I don't believe MSNBC has any logic or common sense to accommodate that. I'm just saying, well, I'm not gonna say I totally agree, but I somewhat, agree for sure. I don't completely disagree at all. Come on, I didn't know I had a whole ad going on behind me. My fault, y'all. Come on, it's about to be over with. Dang. Anyhow, moving forward. Yes! They even put out an article on this. MSN just put out the article about, a couple days ago saying MSNBC host Rule, I don't know how you say her name, Ruhle, Raw, and Reid taking pay cuts following major ratings slump. Yes, sir. Let's do a little bit of reading, y'all. It says if they want to remain with their network, then MSNBC hosts Joy Reid and Stephanie may have to take a pay cut, they may have to take pay cuts. According to the news site, The Ankler, okay, MSNBC has been looking to negotiate new deals, and both Reid and Rule have been reportedly asked to reduce their salaries. Rule, who hosts the 11th hour at 11 p.m. weeknights, currently makes $2 million per year, while Reid earns $3 million per year for hosting the Reid Out on weeknights at 8 p.m. Let's continue reading. News of the salary negotiations have come during a period of major shakeups for liberal channel. Of course, man. You know what I mean? Look, America spoke on November 5th. Y'all kept doing all that rah, trying to do all that, fear mongering. And we pulled up, was like, all right, cool, psych. You know what I mean? Let's continue. My fault. Ratings have slumped, of course. We know, your boy Trump is back. MSNBC's, until Trump actually gets in office and they have more BS to spew. But yeah, my fault. Ratings have slumped. MSNBC's parent company, Comcast, has announced it will spin off the channel into another company named SpinCo, and employees are reportedly panicking about potential layoffs. Oh, now I have morals, all right? I'm not sitting here just excited at the idea of somebody losing the way that they feed their family, you know what I mean? But what I don't agree with is spewing BS nonsense that not only affects your family, but affects all of American families. We just tired of the propaganda, okay? It's time to turn the page, as Kamala Harris said, and we're trying to be unburdened by what has been. But you know what? The rest of the legacy media, y'all get it too. Reconnect with your friends and neighbors and family. Don't let these maniacs divide us.
People may not feel so confident in you anymore. That's real, and you kind of have to live with it. So if you think that you can vote for what people see as their destruction and then demand that they still are cool with you and kiki with you and have Thanksgiving with you, I think you're kind of missing the point.
So I want to do something to hopefully reverse some of the damage that has been caused by people like Joyanne Reid on MSNBC and the cackling women from The View who have been encouraging Americans to cut off their friends and family members because they voted for Donald Trump. I would really suggest that everyone unplug from the Matrix, even just for a couple of days. Today is Christmas, New Year's is coming, and in the spirit of the holidays, in the spirit of family and brotherhood and love, I think we should all try to rediscover the connections, the very real human connections that we've been abandoning due to social media and this entire corporate media propaganda model that has been indoctrinating us. Don't let these people continue to divide us. We're moving into a new year. I know a lot of people are going to have their resolutions, but I would suggest that the most important resolution that any of us could make is to reconnect with family, and hopefully we'll remember that united we stand, divided we will fall. We're much stronger together. Peace.
Couldn't have said it any better myself, literally, We got to continue to keep our heads strong moving on into the 2025 year. You know, God revealed a lot this year. I mean, a lot. And we see the fall of Hollywood. We're seeing these politicians in the deep state getting tore down. We're starting to see mainstream media actually be held accountable for what they're reporting. And I think that, you know, it's important for us to remember to keep us together, man. United we stand, divided we fall, for sure, as he put it. And not get so caught up in all these rhetoric. Now, MSNBC host Joy Reid claimed that she fears a new pandemic during the second Trump administration. Quote, I fear another pandemic. If the bird flu gets out of control and now in charge of it, well, not, let me just play it because I messed up the quote. Y'all, I messed it up. I ain't even gonna try to follow it up. Just roll it.
Well, I mean, I think it will continue. I think you can assume that Donald Trump is still going to Donald Trump. And the question becomes, when the bad things happen, will he simply be able, because he is, we talked about this off camera, he is the news to a lot of the people who support him. Not all, you know, some of the people who supported him voted on economic stuff. They'll be disappointed. But his base, they only believe what he says. Let me just put something up, because there's this map of democracies. And sadly, we are no longer seen as a sort of thriving democracy. We're sort of a bit on decline. And if you do this map and put Belarus, North Korea, Russia, Venezuela, and that sort of hybrids, El Salvador, Georgia, Pakistan, Turkey, flawed democracies, Hungary, Poland, you know, Bulgaria, India, Italy. You put up these countries. The United States used to be seen as like a strongest democracy. I'll tell you what I fear. I fear another pandemic, that bird flu gets out of control. And now in charge of it are people who are not honest, who are not willing to be honest, and who don't want the blame. And then what will they do with the idea of another influenza?
The projection is incredible. What? They're not honest? Quite literally, you guys have been literally debunked and fact-checked about your reporting on the last pandemic. What?
With RFK Jr. and Donald Trump and conspiracy theories.
And they don't believe
in
vaccination.
No vaccination.
I mean, if you want to...
I'll say this. She probably knows something that we don't know. Something that's supposed to happen the minute Trump gets inaugurated. I'll read this. Attention Doge, or Doge, I'm sorry. Please be sure to defund all of the labs in China, Ukraine, and anywhere in Europe where they are funded, particularly those making and gain of function viruses. They need to be totally destroyed if possible, and ongoing experiments disposed of. It says, I fear having to see more from her. Oh, wait, I don't watch legacy media, so I'm good.